Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jenia.
I have come from the background with limited opportunities, scarce opportunities. A girl from little town, so we had very limited sources to get the information, and of course there was no internet there at that time. So one day my father called me and talked to me. He told me, Jenia, I need you to start learning English. I said, why? And he goes, because English will give you many more opportunities in this world. And I took his advice. So since then, I focused on my English classes when the rest of my classmates just disregarded that. And I used every opportunity. I went an extra mile in order to get a little bit more practice, whether it's going to be with my English teacher or with his American visitors, in order to practice my lingual skills, right? And so I graduated on the top of my class, and then also I competed in the English marathon. I won the first place, which gave me the exam-free entry to the college.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
What an achievement, especially knowing how tough it is to get that in Russia.
Yes,
That is
exactly.
amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful. And did you always know what you wanted to do? I just wonder.
Well, as I said, English was my passion. You know, I absolutely wanted to do something with that. And what happened next, and when I was in college, you know, I was doing the same thing I wasn't doing in school. And again, I was a top on my class. And when it comes to English exams, I would usually write all the topics for the discussion in order to pass the exam. And my classmates will just learn them, all these topics, so they're prepared for the exam. When it was time to graduate, I was asked to stay and teach in this college, but I decided to go and continue my education in Far East State University.
Good for you. And how did your career begin? What was the journey? What was the start of your career journey, to say?
I was teaching, and of course, you know, to make more plausible living, you know, just you would go and do the private tutoring. And then I went into business and started working with the private businesses as a translator, as an administrative assistant. So it went well till I got a call from my friend in Sakhalin. He said, you cannot imagine what's going on over here. So you should come here and explore these job opportunities, because so many companies are coming here and looking for the specialist with English skills. So I went there, and since then my whole career took completely another spiral. I started working first for Raytheon company. In a year, I've been called by ExxonMobil to take place on one of the construction projects. So I was working on a construction project, and then I went to the corporate division in order to support administration and finance department.
Okay, wonderful. A large part of our audience are individuals that are either working internationally or aspiring to go abroad and explore different work opportunities. So what was your path to go into the international job market?
Well, as you know, I'm very grateful that I had this experience in my life, because it gave me so many opportunities to explore the world, to get to know different countries, different traditions, people, food, and limits, of course. So I would inspire anybody who has a chance to go and work overseas, grab on this opportunity and go wherever it is, because it's a new experience. You never know what it will bring to you. You will probably dislike it. You will probably like it a lot. But till just till you try it, you will never know what it looks like. So it will broaden your horizons, and you definitely need to try it. I would.
So what did you do when you landed in a new country? How did you go about looking for those opportunities? Not knowing anyone, being new, everything is foreign, limited circle of contacts. Tell us a little bit about that part of your life.
First of all, you probably have to explore the job market and see what the requirements are. And then next step will be to align your work experience, education, and skills to the requirements, to the job that you're aiming for. Because different countries have different standards. So in order to be considered, you probably need to research and being really specific on the topic. You really need to be strict to yourself and see really where you can go to, because you probably won't be able to jump on a higher position when you come to the new country. You'll probably have to start with the lower level first in order to build up your career with the experience on a new level in a new field,
Right.
in a new country.
And what was the first job that you obtained arriving? So where was the first place that you went to? Was that?
It was Peru.
Oh, okay, Peru, right. So Peru was interesting, right? Because you had the language barrier initially. You had, a brand new culture to kind of get used to, and then you went from Peru to
Canada.
Canada. So what was your first job in Canada?
Well, I didn't work in Canada. So we've been there for short term, and I decided it won't be my priority to land a job. So I would use this time wisely, and instead of a job search, I would actually invest it in my education.
Okay,
So I grabbed
gotcha.
some books, I grabbed some online trainings, and I was studying CEO in coding.
Oh, okay,
Instead.
interesting. And then you moved to. It's fascinating. You moved around the globe quite a bit. Where did you go next?
We went to UK,
Okay.
next after Canada. And so, of course, it takes time to get settled first, to rent a house, to take care of it, to see how you can accommodate your kids. So the job search was not my priority at first. And then I decided that I want to go and get some education in digital marketing. So I signed up with the course with London School of Marketing for digital marketing certification. So, and it took me a year to complete it.
Wow,
so
interesting.
it took a good chunk of my time over
Right,
there.
right. Okay, very good. So what was it like for you to have that cultural shift in terms of working in a new country, in a new office, collaborating with people differently, doing your job well? And what was that experience like in terms of just adjusting to a different corporate culture?
I guess it depends on the experience, because people who move from country to country have no restrictions, actual limits. They got adjusted already to those shifts, just being exposed in different things in a new culture. So once you come to another country and see it, you basically stand, monitor, reset, and adjust. It might be hard for some people, of course, but I guess it's no issue for a cosmopolitan, because that's what they do.
Okay, now switching gears a little bit and talking about the American work culture specifically, what advice would you give to somebody who is brand new, who's the newcomer to this job market, and they finally got a job, they're in the office, it's their first few days. What advice would you give them to get themselves better situated, assimilated, and kind of be fully in tune with their team and environment and expectations? So what would you tell them?
Be result oriented. Any employer likes to have full commitment, to be a hard worker, to focus on the result, on deliver good results and timely results. So that's why any employee would appreciate if you are self-starter, fast learner, you are a good team player, you have a strive for knowledge, You try to increase your horizons, get new experience, and work hard. And of course, you have to be polite and social and laid back and outgoing and of course hardworking. That's what you do because you really you're doing your job to get some good results, of course, because that's our point, just to get something from point A to point B. You don't want just to sit and idle and waste your time in order just like to sit all the day in the office and productively and just blow your time. You're there to have a project and complete it. And of course, you feel a great deal of satisfaction when you complete it. And the idea, the understanding that new product, that the new process that you develop will enhance somebody's life makes a whole new lighting on that. So that's why you really have to focus and do something really good in order your clients are satisfied and you're satisfied as well.
So if there was only one piece of advice that you wanted to give to somebody who's just beginning their job search in a new city, new country, brand new, what would that be? What piece of advice would you give them?
Well, networking, of course, build up your personal list of contacts that will be useful in your job search. And of course, you will have to prove your skills and experience to them. So in order to be attractive personality, a good professional, and so you really have to be standing well, just like being a professional in your field, being an expert in order to be attractive in the eyes of these employers to hire you. And another thing is you can do it via your LinkedIn profile, but of course you have to pay attention and make sure that it's fully optimized. You have keywords in your title, that you hit keywords in your summary, that you work on your reviews, that satisfied clients or colleagues will give to you. And ask people to endorse your skills as well, because it will help you to build the strengths of your profile on LinkedIn.
Gotcha. So what types of tools, resources, books, different gadgets, different online resources would you recommend to somebody who's just beginning their job search and they're brand new in the country?
Well, if you're brand new in a country, probably you will need to have an expert advice. In this case, you feel like you're not confident in your strengths and your knowledge, you probably have to go to the career coach just like you. But if you feel confident enough in your experience, in your work, in your education, you can polish up your job search skills by watching YouTube videos by different career coaches and career strategists. There is tons of online course, of course. And so you can actually get some information from there and summarize it and use it in your job search. LinkedIn is another thing, of course, because in the United States, you really have to have it tuned, optimized, and polished.
So tell our audience a little bit about what you do.
My primary specification is automation of the process. Basically, you take a software solution provided by such software giant like Oracle or Microsoft and adjust it, customize it to be used in your company. So you can fully do whatever it can provide. So basically you investigate, you research, you compile all your business processes and see how this system can react to that and how this system can accommodate that. So the results of this work will be the smooth, automated, electronic business process. So instead of just shifting the paper around on your desk, you will do everything in the system. So it will save trees, it will save office space, it will save money, it will save efforts, it will save human resources. So basically everything that it will provide will be fully beneficial for the company.
So when you look back at your work history, how much of your success do you attribute to luck versus hard work and other people's work, other people's help?
Definitely no luck. Everything that I achieved was due to my hard work, of course. And I always appreciate any help that I can get from other people. So I'm so grateful to my manager and mentors that would watch out for me, that would help me to straighten out my priorities, to help me to get the correct courses, to educate myself, to get the new skills in order to complete the job better, to consult me on my path forward, to consult me on my relationship within the team, how to enhance it. So all this influence is definitely so good for any person, just because what we need in this life is guidelines, just because nothing comes just for yourself, because you need to really rely on other people's help and advice.
Right. And so what's coming up next for you?
I have a strong passion for innovation automation, so I see my future in researching and developing and projecting all those tools. Every year we have so many new digital tools coming up to the market, and we need to sift through them, research, have something that will work better for you, and utilize it to make sure that we have the full potential of this tool. So we could achieve many things utilizing automation tools, because it will save us money, we will economize on the efforts, and we will optimize our human resources, of course. So using these automation tools, innovation tools, will put my company in the front line, in the industry, and will put us ahead of the competition. And so basically we will be the leaders on the market, just like as long as we know how to do that potentially.
Very, very interesting. Thank you so much for your time, Jenia, and we will be following you. All the best.
Thank you.